Hello there, everyone. I'm your favorite dog in a hat guard man. We're going to be another Premier Draft Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Let's get it started. All right, right away we opened a pretty good pack. Wiley Duke is great in a green right mount deck. Uh, Desperate Bloodseeker, one of my favorite two drops. Uh, Tiny Coyote is actually, even though red isn't the greatest color, Tiny Coyote is really what you want to be doing in a red deck format. Either a good turn two play, or you can plot it for a explosive turn three. Uh, but easy Wily Duke, great rare in colors that are probably the strongest. So, but for this one, you have three raw green cards and a great white card and take up the shield. Grover Grizzly is really good in a mount deck just because it fits that curve, and for some of your larger mounts, you can give them Snakeskin Veil is great. Gets his protection. Take up the shield sort of does the same thing. Um, But given we are in green white, I'm thinking more of a Beast Bonder Outcast because a lot of the mounts do have 4+ power, like Drover Grizzly. So might as well take the uncommon. Hopefully, one of the green white cards on the. Now this is a interesting one. Pillage the Bog, really strong. Uh, One time I got it, I was super impressed with it. Uh, that would mean either going into green black, splashing Wily Duke, or splashing Pillage the Bog. Um, but and it's a little tougher because we do have Festering Gulch and Dance of the Tumbleweeds, both great cards. But I think the upside with Pillage the Bog is just so much, and we're so early in the draft that I don't really want to pass it. Here's a easy throw from the saddles. The only other card really is Tyrant Scorn, which is really strong, but we're not going into blue black. Haven't really seen that would make us want to do that. Uh, Another Beast Bonders Outcast, Archmage's Charm. It's all right. It's a really heavy blue commitment in format where you don't really want to be heavy blue. Omenport Vigilante, if you can get a lot of deserts, this is a great two drop. It's one of my favorites, but it's not for every deck. Bridal Bighorn, yes, it's a mount, but it's not really what we want. It's kind of Snakeskin Veil again, but just get another Beast Bounders Outcast. That card draw is real good. Smuggler Surprise, pretty easy here. The only other is Bristleback Sentry. And the interesting thing is we're getting a lot of green cards. We're not seeing a ton of bright white or black cards, but we are seeing them, and that tells me that there's just not a lot of good white or black cards being opened. Um, so at this point, it's kind of best to just take the strongest green card and keep ourselves open in case uh, find something. Now here is a pack with a lot of great black cards. Rooftop Assassin, okay, but Mourner Surprise and Living Dirge are absolutely amazing. Mourner Surprise, probably uh, one of my favorite spells in the set, just because it does so much. And I actually like it a little bit more than Living Dirge, even though in a vacuum, Living Dirge is probably a little bit stronger. Oh, and we can get another Pillage the Bog. That tells me, so interesting, not really interesting, but Reach for the Sky is okay, and nothing else is here. But I think we are probably going to go into green black. Um, just take the rare, nothing. Uh, and if we get enough stuff that can tap Wily Duke, more than willing to flash for him. We're even getting a Snakeskin Veil. So the green is really open. I mean, this is a really strong green. Hopefully, we can pick up some great black cards and a little bit of fixing. Uh, and we are just getting rewarded for looking at black. Hostile Investigator, probably one of the best uh, black cards in that. Um, Again, Mourner Surprise. Hopefully, we could get it on the wheel. I would also take Conduit Pylon, Patient Naturalist. Any of these. Really, we have a very good chance of getting a card we really want on the wheel, and that's great for our deck. Um, so here's another one where we have a lot of choices. Desert Dew is probably the strongest, but we don't really have any deserts yet. Ambush Cricopede, I always like one of those. Murder, it's fine. Another Mourner Surprise. We have a lot of non-creature spells, which in a green black deck, it's you kind of want more creature spells, but I think right now we can take a Desert Stew and hopefully we'll get something on the wheel. Um, Here I like Spinewood Paladin, but I want my first desert, especially a green white one. Um, I have a feeling we can probably get one Mourner Surprise on the wheel, and so I want a giant beaver. Especially, I mean, this is a card that I do want to try one of these days, but not the right deck. This is would be an interesting flash, but I don't really want to do that. Another Beastbound Outcaster now. Oh, and probably the best black uncommon in the set, Hollow Marauder. So we really have an idea of what we want to be doing. Um, Another Desert Stew or the first Tarantula? That is interesting question. I love Tarantula or Tarantula, whatever. But the second Desert Stew might be the right choice. But I think I want my first Tarantula and first Dance of the Tumbleweed. Especially, the other thing too is with so many Beast Bounders, Outcast. It just becomes a great multi-draw spell if we can get a Beastbounder Outcast drawn. Uh, that's a lot of words for probably something that I'm playing poorly. Um, I think I want our first Patient Naturalist over our third Mourner Surprise. Um, but we have a really strong start. I think the thing we will need to be looking out for are more two drops, um, more 4 power creatures. I guess just take the rare. Full steam ahead, not really great. I mean, there are actually a lot of things we want. We want preferably 1 to 2 more removal spells. Um, this is a kind of tough choice. I We don't really have any 2 drops that we can just throw down. Um, Desert Stew is really a 2 drop, but not a 2 drop creature. Blood Hustler is that creature, and it can get big. So really looking for 2 drop creatures that we can put down and build a board presence. Uh, Arctriad Trap. It's This is a funny card in that it's not good 95% of the time, but if you get the right deck, I've lost to it more than my fair share times. The other mill cards, not a whole lot we want. Probably taking the Patient Naturalist. I'm not sure if I want off-colored deserts yet. Easy throw from the saddle. This is the type of removal. We now have 3 removal cards. We would like maybe a murder, or was it consuming ashes? At this point, probably cutting the Wily Duke. Um, Heartless Pillage is interesting, mostly because we have the hostile investigator, and it can be backbreaking when you get the right time. But I'm actually just going to take another Mourner Surprise. If I have to play as a 2 drop, I could play as a 2 drop. Um, this is a tough choice because both of these are deserts are good, but I think we're perfectly fine playing Desert Stew uh, as a sort of one or a -2/-2. I don't know why I was going to say -1/-1. Um, Ancient Naturalist or more surprise number 4. I don't think we need a fourth Mourner Surprise. Um, I will take a Blooming Marsh since that's good fixin'. Old Pan just in case flash or anything. I will take a Voracious Varmint, sort of another 2 drop, and it's not a great card, but when you have it, it's can sometimes win you the game just by taking out the key artifact or enchantment. Bovine Intervention. Okay, so we sort of have our deck. We have since we're not splashing anything, I don't really think there's a need for 17 lands, especially since we have Pillage, Patient Naturalists, and Dance to sort of ramp us. There is a question about whether or not throwing the extra Patient Naturalist. I don't think we need it. Um, Also, our even though it says 12 creatures, it's more like 15 with or 16 with the Mourner Surprise and Dance of the Tumbleweeds, but this is more a 6 drop that I will pay for the others if I can. But uh, we will have 8 black sources and 9 green sources. Um, which given the 10-17 split seems pretty good. Green was pretty open and getting 2 throw from the saddles. It's a you're usually happy with just 1, but getting 2 is great. I think the only complaint with this deck is I would like at least 1 or unconditional removal spell, but you know that was taking that early murder, and I think we made the right choice at the time because could have gotten that murder on um, when it came back around, but or a consuming ashes, which we did not see at all. So you know, no deck is perfect, but I feel pretty good about this one, especially with 2 Pillage the Bogs to basically find whatever we need. All right, let's get in there and see what happens. Um, I think this is a mulligan. We don't have a green source. We have 2 Mourner Surprise, which is really not the rep we're looking for. Yeah, and this just ends up being much better. We will keep this and put this either the dance or smugglers. Um, I'm actually going to put the dance to the bottom because if we draw some lands, we could maybe get something going. Or this is also a draw too, basically. There's a Pillage the Bogs. Um, no reason to put it off yet. We could just leave up Desert Stew. A lot of 3 drops have 2 toughness. That one does not, but looks like they're splashing. Maybe Tarantula. It's probably going to be a 6 drop most of the time in our deck, but again, we can leave up Smuggler Supplies or Desert Stew. Okay, that is a concerning thing. All right, we got draw 2. Get a Hostile Investigator. The interesting question is if they attack with the Hell Spur, will we should we trade? We have the Hollow Marauder, but it's a little ways off until we can get some more creatures in the yard. and they have double health spur boss. So that is, yeah, that was not something I was expecting. And that's going to make it real hard for us to win. But the good news is we have a lot of uh, a lot of creatures with 4 power, and if we can get down our Hollow Marauder and hopefully kind of stabilize from there. All right, that yeah, we can't really do much against that. Going turn 4 Hellspur boss into turn 5 Hellspur boss is always going to be a tough win. Um, then because it gives everything haste, it pumps up everything. It lets you go wide. Um, if we draw one land, this goes uh really good because you can plot Beastbound Outcast, play Drover Grizzly, draw a card, and have 7 power on the board on turn 3. And worst case, we pillage the bog to find a land. But hopefully we draw one and a Drover Grizzly, a Beastbound Outcast, draw a card, Hollow Marauder, and I'm feeling pretty good about our position. And watch them put down, another really strong rare mythic, and mythical tether. I'm not too afraid of. Um, since I have the more surprise, I will just trade the Drover Grizzly. So what we can do now is eventually get back. Um, that isn't too scary. But what I was saying was eventually we could use one of our Mourner Surprise to get back the Voracious Varmint if we want to destroy the mythical tethers, get back our Beastbound Outcast, and then um, hopefully draw a card. But right now, just playing out a Hollow Marauder is good. And if they somehow kill the Hollow Marauder, uh, I will more than happily get back with the Mourner Surprise. And so the fact that they just got back a voracious varmint and stuff tells me that they don't have much more going on other than that. Actually, I forgot about that. That you can do that. So no reason to block there. That desert stew is really good. But what I think I'm going to do is attack with the Hollow Marauder, attack the Voracious Varmint, and we can either do a chump, get back on the mosquitoes, or chump on the possum, attack it to get back a Beast Bonder, draw a card. We'll probably throw off the Desert Stew on the Honest Rutstein. Um, if they leave it on the field, because they can sort of in the situation where they can kind of loop it with the Rambling Possum. Because if we ever kill the Rambling Possum, uh, they just get it back with Honest Rutstein. Caustic Bronco is really good. Question is whether or not they'll return the Frontier Seeker. So block here, back to destroy the Mystical Tethers, get back our Beast Bond, draw a card. Land, which is perfect. And see if they want to run out the Caustic Bronco, which they do. Um, so I really don't want to dawdle because they seem like they have a lot of dangerous things in their deck. So I'm just going to attack, put out another Beastbound Outcaster, and I'm going to leave the Desert Stew up because I really want to kill Honest Rutstein. I don't want them looping it with Rambling Possum. They kill Hollow Marauder, that's fine. So just going to double block here in case they have a Snakeskin Veil. Um, get rid of the. There is a question of whether or not I want to get rid of the Caustic Bronco now. They're just probably return Rambling Possum with Honest Rutstein. I can kill Honest Rutstein then. Um, yeah, just especially if they have a Snakeskin Veil, which they do. So we Warner Surprise, get back the Hollow Marauder, Um, play Hollow Marauder. Um, and I think we just attack with the Ancient Naturalist. Actually, no, nothing. It's not worth it. The problem is, Honest Rutstein is just going to get back for whatever they need, and that's going to just make it harder. So we'll double block here. Kill it. So it will be interesting to see what they bring back, or maybe nothing. Um, the second throw from the sail is interesting. I think now we can close the bog. Hopefully find yep, hostile investigator. Uh, get them to discard Honest Rutstein. Uh, now we put them on a 2-turn clock. If they want to blow up the clue with Voracious Varmint, that is perfectly fine. But the fact that they went down to 1 with Honest Rutstein, um, or just only had Honest Rutstein in hand, was huge, as basically everything I've been doing has just been playing around Honest Rutstein, um, possibly looping it with Rambling Possum. But now, unless they have a Mourner Surprise or something like that, that's taken care of. Yep. So that ended up being a good game for us. And I think the other thing too was they knew Honest Rutstein was going to be their win condition. So they always played in such a way that it wasn't in any real danger. Um, that was probably the correct play on their part. It's tough to play around a mythic, especially a rare that goes and finds your mythic. Um, since there aren't isn't really a ton of discard in this set that is actually stuff people play. It's really Hollow Marauder, and then the mythic we have. I mean, Reckless Pillage. Yeah, no one is very excited about that. Um, a little slow, especially on the draw, but we have our desert, we have Cacarantula, and we have stuff to fill our yard. Oh, and we have a Blood Hustler, which is a fine 2-drop. Ankle Biter is annoying. It's a card that I've sort of come higher on uh, as I've played the set. It's not a good card, but it's one of those cards that you can just put down and it can gum up the board like nothing else for 1 mana. Pillage the Bog. Um, I'm going to I'm going to give them this trade if they want it. they have a trick. I would rather they use it now than on on something else. So that's good. We filled up the graveyard, got land, but we didn't mill any of our recursion. Uh, Blue, the island is interesting. I'm not sure if that means they're splashing for something, if they're splashing white or the three color. If they have a counter spell, I would prefer them to use it now. So I think what I'm going to do is actually I'll pillage the bog now. Um, Throw from the cellar, back for more. I think they haven't played anything yet. Back for more is going to give me a little bit more long term, especially if they can answer Tarantula. And I have a bunch of ways to. Yeah, this is really telling me that they have a counter spell. And if that's the case, I don't I don't really mind because I have the back. Oh, I say that they have a counter spell and they end up not having a counter spell. And we got hostile investigator. Great. We have some protection. It's not often seen, but this does actually give you creatures with power 4 or greater, hexproof and indestructible. Oh, we even got a Mourner Surprise. So what I wouldn't be surprised if they do is they double back the Tarantula and do that, which I am perfectly fine with. So so what I'm going to do here is this actually lets me. So play that. Um, Again, I'm not too worried about the Tarantula dying, so I can just play Beastbond Outcaster. So I wasn't expecting Path to Exile, but get a land out of it, and we still have a. The funny thing is, we just have a handful of cards. So I actually want to do like this. Because this way, if they still don't have a counter spell. I can play Beastbonder's Outcast. Um, don't really have anything I want to bring back, and I think there's a little bit more value. And yeah, nah, I don't need the extra clue, so we'll just go to patient naturalist. I want to get him out of many cards in hand as possible. This I would be surprised if this draws me a card because, um, oh, so I guess that they did draw it, which works out great because then I can either mourn or surprise it, back from war it. We have a lot of interesting ideas with it. I think I will just back from more it, or not back from more it. Mourn or surprise it. Um, then I can attack with these two. At this point, I don't mind trading Snakeskin Veil uh for a creature, just using it as a combat trick. We have clues. This is just a really strong showing from the deck, and especially how, you know, it's just low synergies can really create a good old fashioned rock deck where you just build up incremental advantage over time. Um, I am perfectly happy with this. I mean, kind of at the point where you don't want to draw more lands, but we have a turn to play. Um, and Beastbound or Outcast. Say we don't want to draw more lands, and we're drawing more lands. I probably won't. Uh, and I will just play that and sort of let them do what they want. There we already have 6 lands, and there's nothing really I want to ramp for. I want to save this as either a 5 or 6 drop. Um, Seeing a lot of voracious varmints today. Uh, but that sort of tells you, know. So I don't think I want to build the bog just yet. I think I'm more than happy just to corner surprise, plot it, and move on from there. His next turn, if I want, I can dance of the tumbleweeds. So actually, what I will probably end up doing next turn is this can get out of hand really quickly. I actually don't think I want to do it because it feels like they have protection. And the last thing I want to do is put one of my uh 2 removal spells out there. Yep, especially if they you know, they go shields down or they play out their hands, and come into a bad situation with hostile investigator, and maybe throw from the saddle from there. The key with Ornery Tumblewag is it's okay when you first put it on the board. It just can get out of hand fast. Um, I really am afraid that I'm going to have to. I think with the Pillage the Bog, I am able to kind of do this, hope that they don't have Snakeskin Veil. Pillage, if they do, Pillage the Bog next turn. Oh, never mind then. Um, if we can Pillage, well, we don't really have any creatures in the yard yet. But I was going to say we can pillage into why can't I think of the name? The specter that discards stuff. And get our clue, hopefully draw another card. Um, Tarantula is strong pickup. So given all the recursion and the fact that I've pillaged the bog, I do not mind trading these because some ways it's even better in the yard since I can get to come back and get him to discard something else. Breach doesn't matter against me. I think I'm more concerned about the voracious varmint. And do that, and then at least kind of bluff that we have Snakeskin Veil. Looks like they might have a way to bring it back, but at this point, yeah, I'm not too concerned with at knife point is only ever good if you're on the you're if you're being really aggressive and are kind of um on the or aggressive and are sort of on the offensive. So let's just kill that again now, and we can just swing out with everything. So yeah, Pillage the Bog is such an underrated card. It's I mean, I think like almost every game so far has just shown the strength of looking at the top 8, 10, 12 cards and putting whatever you want into your hand. And we have two of them. Plus, a strong mythic, a lot of good creatures. a Mythic uncommon. Um, this is a keep. I think the would love to draw our one desert, uh, but other than that, I think this is a strong hand. Giant Beaver can really put in some work, and I will check now. Um, no reason to. If that's all they want to do, I'm perfectly fine. I was going to say it looks like they are a little light on lands, so always a risk that on their blue. So this is I wouldn't be surprised if this gets countered, but hopefully they don't have a ton of counter spells and we can then start, you know, yeah, going into a hostile investigator, Tarantula. We got our Mourner Surprise. This could get countered again. Doesn't. Which yeah, I want to see more what they got in their hand. Oh, they have a repulse. But the fact that this stuck is really good. Um, so I think I think whether or not I want to draw correct the clue is kind of interesting because I'm definitely playing the Blood Hustler. There's I could Mourner Surprise the Giant Beaver, but I think I'm more interested in cracking the clue, getting that now I can get the Giant Beaver back, and we're in a really good position. Um, they have no board presence, and they're not really in colors that can do a whole lot against a wider board. Um, does look like they are playing black. I'm not sure if that's a splash retirement scorn. That's a very splashable card. It is probably the one of the best blue uncommons. Um, so Prom is a definitely dangerous. So and is something that could back into this game. So let's hopefully we can find something that do and throw from the saddle. Just kill that. We'll do that and Just swing for 6. And we'll keep up Smuggler's Surprise in case they want to try and take on our hostile investigator. And you know what? If they kill our hostile investigator, I might even let them do it just so we can Warner Surprise it back, get another. Uh, like I said, I'm probably just going to let this through and get it back and do stuff with it. And what I'm not going. They might have another counter spell, and Blood Hustler is really good to this sort of. They're at low enough health where any activation starts to become bad for them. Yep. They have another repulse. I'm not too worried. They're at 6. They've shown that they're in a color pair that hard to. Now that is interesting. Their deck is good at delay, but does hasn't been showing a lot of ways to stabilize or finish the game. Now, Nexus of Becoming is something that could cause some problems. But I think our best bet is to play Blood Hustler, play Hostile Investigator, grip their hand, kind of say, beat me if you can, and go from there. Because at 6 life, with not a ton of board presence, and Snakeskin Veil is backup, it's going to be hard for them to, uh, you know, stabilize before I can just chip them down. Malcolm is annoying. I mean, they do have some good blue-red cards. I just don't think it's going to be enough. So let's see what they want to do now. So if I do it this way, they have to block this, and Blood Hustler becomes a much more immediate threat, and I can do some Smuggler Surprise shenanigans as well. All right, not the greatest, but on my empty board, we still have our board, and we have two good creatures in hand and more land, plus a blue token. Well, let's see what they got. I th- I think at this point, I just check in with everything. Yeah, take the hit here, put them down to 2, because at this point they're going to need way to sort of block everything. Yeah, they're drawing a card per turn. Yes, they're getting potential for a free creature turn, but one blue red usually doesn't play a whole ton of creatures, and so they did draw probably one thing that, well, not even really, because at best they can just sort of, yeah, repulse hostile investigator, or I guess they could yeah, they can do that to mercenary. Oh, no reason not to attack in with both. Then we just play a Tarantula, play a Patient Naturalist, play again, we just have a lot of threats that they need to take care of. And we still have our desert. So go here, because I feel like they have some sort of removal. Or maybe they don't. Guess oh. Okay, and this goes back to what I said. Voracious Varmint just sort of coming in, not great, but when they have a nexus of becoming, it becomes a much better spell because, hey, you can kill it. That's really the thing with Voracious Varmint is it's uh not that great of a 2 drop unless they have targets. And in best of one, you can't always guarantee that they have a target worth blowing up. But in a deck like this, where I just really like 2 drop, I don't mind spraying with stuff. I don't mind, it just dying as like a 2 drop creature, or even, I have more than a couple ways to make mercenaries. I can go in and say, okay, do you want to trade your 3 drop, your 4 drop for my, 3, 4 power voracious varmint? So It is probably better in this deck than most, just given how the deck is built around. But like against our deck, Voracious Varmint is kind of bad, as we've seen a couple times. I'm going way too much detail to a 2-drop creature of kind of minimal impact a lot of times, but yeah, this is a strong hand. We can kill anything. Um, the question is, do we want to kill it now? And for the sake of being mana efficient, yeah, we'll kill the Stinger Servant now. Yep, because now we can play our Patient Naturalist. We have Mourners, get a good creature in guard. Uh, Game we didn't get a land, but it is what it is. Uh, Now we get a Hostile Investigator. And we have a lot of interesting plays that we can make from here. The fact that they attach with the Courser tells me that they're really looking for. Okay, um, that is not as bad as it looks. Especially since we can just say, yeah, Hollow Marauder. So we are looking for one of our our last throw from the saddle. Um, if they have a way to kill the Hollow Marauder, it's fine for us. Yep, Rooftop Assassin. And like I was saying, we have a way to kill a 5/5 Trampler and just attack in. And I think at this point, since we don't have the fifth land, we'll just plot our B-spawn Outcaster, hopefully draw a card. Got a Giant Beaver. Um, I am going to try and see if we can get a draw our land, which we do not. That's a little unfortunate. Well, not in a great position. We, thanks to the Rooftop Assassin, they are sort of drawing dead, and uh, we know we can get back the Hollow Marauder at any time. So, um, the real question is, do we crack a clue or play a versus environment? I think we crack the clue, try and hit the land. Yep, because now we can for sure uh block. We huh, yeah. So actually I want to do this now, just so in case they have a trick. Yep. What they should have done is actually uh hit the face with Terror of the Peaks, because now I can block whatever him on the snapback and go to town. Now let's see. Three blockers, five creatures, no cards in hand. It will gain 2 life. So I need 4 damage to go through. Which case, actually, crack this now. We're just really looking for maybe something that'll give us a little bit more certainty, but I think we just attack with everything and we should be good to go because they can only block 3 and 4 will get through. Yeah, them tapping the mercenary is probably in frustration, but that kind of let me win the game because if they had another blocker, I would have won. Oh, 5 wins. That's pretty good. Let's keep going. Next right away, probably in our mythic. Yep. And this one's almost at the same rank as us. Yeah, this is fine. I got green, I got black. If I don't see another land, I'll pillage the bog. I don't mind doing that. Play patient naturalist. Was hoping to get another land there and not all that stuff, but it is what it is. Did a giant beaver. Vengeful townfolk is I've seen it be good once. Rest time is not the card you're looking for. Um, I'm really just looking at this as sort of a draw to maybe give something hexproof. Exactly. I'm going to right there, then that. So I got a creature, land. I drew a two, trade for that. I can play. So what I can do here is basically just play out my entire hand. Put myself in a really good position. Uh, I don't even really need to kill that. I can kill that on a different turn. Put it there. Well, if they're going to do that, then I might as well just do that. Does put me a little low on cards, but strong board position. I still have my snakeskin veil up. Um, and they just lost access to a really strong card on their end. So I'm getting a little mana flooded. Uh, so tap the Blood Hustler. And if they want to trade these two for my Giant Beaver, I am more than happy to do that. Yep. Keep up Snakeskin Veil. Like if they have, well, that is a. No, actually, I don't think that really does anything because if I understand it correctly, it'll just be a zero costed spell. We are getting really unlucky with the patient naturalist today. I think Blood Hustler is actually going to be our win condition, and because of that, like I said, I don't have a problem. They want to throw a ton of stuff in front of all this. Yeah, like I thought, it doesn't really work with that. Not too worried. The key thing I'm worried about with when I see Lila is hypothesizal um and the 2 mana draw thing. Was it where it deals 2 damage to any target? Then, if it's the second spell that, or second, if you cast 2 or more spells, draw a card. Then it can be really good, but other than that, it's mostly kind of a 3/3 for 3. You're really banking on having some good uncommon spells, which there are a couple, but a lot of things have to go right. That being said, I have seen it with a Hypothesis a couple times, and she has been an absolute beast when you have play out on, turn 4, next turn you Hypothesis, turn after you Hypothesis again. Or make your own luck. You turn 4 Lila, turn 5 make your own luck, plot make your own luck plus another card, then do it all again the next turn. It's sort of like uh Archive Trap, where it yeah, you need things to line up right in the draft, but when it does, it's very powerful. All right, this is a perfectly fine hand. We got a 2-drop, we got removal, we got Persian, we got Smuggler Surprise. And we got Pillage from the Bog. Like another land, but we got green white. Uh they got their own voracious varmint. So I'm probably just going to I don't have a need to attack. Um I will block here. I have the Mourner Surprise. It's a little risky, yeah, because now they have a Wily Duke coming in. Um which leaves me a bit down, or if I want to play Throw from the Saddle. So the good news and the bad news is, well, I got a lot of lands out of the way. And the bad news is, I actually think I am going to take that and that. So hopefully they don't have Snake Skin or Take Stand. They very well could be. Nope. All right, so now we're in a pretty good position. The last thing I wanted them to do is play a mount like Bighorn Bridle, and so we'll just that. I think we can Pillage the Bog. I think Hostile Investigator is fine. We put out back out Voracious Varmint, and we are in a pretty good position. We draw a land, we can Hostile Investigator and Throw from the Saddle. Not, we can Bucolic Ranch is actually better than it first reads. I still am not a big fan of it, but so what we'll just do here is do that, and throw from the saddle, right horn. I think we want to be kind of aggressive, even more so since we have back for more. Looks like they have some sort of removal. Now now unless they take care of, yep, voracious varmint. I was about to say, unless they take care of the voracious varmint, doesn't end up being that good. Um, so what I'm actually going to do is I'll get back the Beastcaster Outcast so that I can back for more of the giant beaver and just sort of sit back. Huh. So that is something. I'm not sure if we actually have, well, we do have Caractula, which I think what we'll have to do is sort of trading with it and hope that we can uh, sort of stem the tide and that they don't have too many creatures with 4 or more power. I say that and get kind of, but that's why we kept the tarantula. Um, yeah, we're kind of in a tough spot. We sort of know what we're going to do. So this is actually what we're going to do because I don't think we can win otherwise if the Bounding Feldor gets to attack. We'll get our Crashula back. We'll target that. And then we're going to have to Snakeskin Veil our Crashula to kill it. I think that, or that, in which case we don't have it out. They have bigger creatures and they're just going to gain a ton of life, draw a ton of cards. But yeah, sometimes you just get hit by the mythics. Oh, we got one more chance for the 7 win. See if we can get it. No green sources, so we'll mulligan that. This works. I actually think the card to put back is Snakeskin Veil. Watch us draw a bunch of lands, but at least then we have 2 drops, 3 drops. I feel like I know it's only 1 draw, but it's sort of funny that I do that. I don't think I want to. Yeah, I say I want to put back the Veil because I don't want to draw a bunch of lands and draw a bunch of lands. Okay, well that's not very good for us. On the bright side, their land. Yeah, drawing 3 lands in a row is not what we want. Nor is them kind of going crazy with the Razzle Dazzler. Okay, so there's a decent chance we're not winning this just because we've not drawn a non-land card yet. Is kind of a shame, but that's how it happens. I guess the good news is they haven't really. I was going to say you haven't played a good card yet, but then they go and play Armadillo. Uh, just keep things up. Armadillo is just a really strong. And I'm just going to. So the main thing is I don't think I can afford to triple block Pinewood Armadillo yet. I have 1 more turn. Uh, it does look like they have some sort of interaction. On the other hand, so this is why Trash the Town is probably one of the best green uncommons. It's one of my favorites. Now here we actually have interesting play. Probably should have going back. We probably should have gotten rid of the Drover Grizzly instead of Blood Hustler, but not sure if it makes that big of a difference. So we're just drawing a ton of lands. We've drawn 9 out of so or yeah. Oh, and they have Railway Brawler. This is stupidest card because it has plot. You need an instant speed way to get rid of it, or you pretty much lose the game. Uh, I've had it come down turn 5, where they then go into a Tarantula, which is now 12-12. Um, they can't be blocked. And so we drew 10. It was going to be a tough game, but drawing 10 lands on a multi 6, and when we only, yeah, so oh well, almost a 7 win, but sometimes that's just how it bounces. Well, thanks again for watching, and I hope you learned something along with the power of Pillage the Bog and why I don't understand why it keeps going so late in drafts. All right. Hope you have a good Memorial Day. This has been Guardman, and yeah, bye.